So we're going to talk about right now the thoughts on factors influencing the horse's choice of environment, stabilizing, and surface ridden on. So when we're talking about that, what are we talking about, the factors that lead into this?
Okay, the factors that lead into shoe choice. If you're shoeing a horse, sometimes your choice is to not shoe a horse because it's ideal for the situation. For horses that are shod, size of the horse make a difference in the thickness and width of a shoe. The job they're on, like an event horse versus a Western pleasure horse versus an endurance horse versus a show jumper versus your dressage horse, and the type of arenas that that they're on will make a difference.
Now, the question I have is, I always compare the horses. All my analogies are based on, human sports figures compared to a horse, which is a sports figure.
Sports figure,
Even
yes.
though you got a rider on it, the horse basically is the athlete,
right,
for the most part. So
it helps if the rider is athletic.
Yes, it does. It does. Nice solid core and everything. When Michael Jordan goes out on the basketball court, he puts his Michael Jordan fancy shoes on.
Right.
He plays his Michael Jordan game, and then he takes his Michael Jordan shoes off and then gets his little house slippers and walks around the house all day long. Do you have horse shoes that you strictly put on for shows, and then once they come off the show, for them to be like walking around on the property, around the pastures and stuff? Do you physically switch those shoes out, or do you leave the same shoes on?
Typically, once a horse is shoed, we'll run it for the shoeing cycle. Now, that being said, I've had competitive horses that are competitive at a high end where we have something for cross country, and maybe you run it in the show jumping, but when you go into the dressage arena, you may swap that out and run something a little bit different for the dressage arena. And I've been involved in that more than one time working on some of these FEI horses. Now, there again, that's another place where some of the rulings, we're going to question what's going to happen there.